Okay, you're
Mr.
on.
Kisco, if you look along the left side of the agenda, I have us finished by 8:50.
All right.
What do you
We are
think?
back out of executive session. Moving on with our action items, financial statements,
Motion to approve the financials.
Second.
discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Approval of midterm negotiations for the Torrington Board of Ed and Torrington Public School Administrators Association.
Second.
Fiona, second by Chris. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Mr. Nargi is opposed. Approval of policy 3051, gifts, grants, and bequests.
So moved.
Ellen, second by Fiona. Discussion. All those in favor? Unanimous. Approval of 403B retirement plan document.
So moved. Second.
Fiona, Ellen. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Mr. Nargi is opposed. Approval of healthy food certifications.
So moved.
Ellen, second. Chris, discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain?
Oh, sorry, I'm for it.
Oh, okay. Mr. Nargi is against.
Glancing at the agenda.
All right. Approval of the increase in lunch prices.
So moved.
Second.
Ellen, Chris, discussion. All those in favor? Unanimous. Approval of the 14-15 budget.
So moved.
Second.
Chris, Ellen, discussion.
Well, this has to be incorporating Chris's, that was a straw poll, not a vote. We need to take a vote now, right? So that's what we're approving, not what we've been presented originally, but what we were presented, including your
Correct.
changes.
Would you like to
Sure.
officially make that motion?
I would like to, the motion would be to approve the 14-15 budget with the reduction of $165,000 from special education.
I'll amend my second.
And the rest of the adjustments as indicated, minus the 3 teaching positions.
Correct.
I'll amend my second.
Okay, Chris, Ellen, discussion.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote against it for the reasons that I gave during the discussion. Thanks to.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? One opposed. Approval of the 14-15 calendar.
So,
Carl, second. Dan. Discussion.
I'm going to vote against this just because I don't like the idea that we have to continue to change our calendar based on a state calendar that comes out at an unreasonable time.
Okay. All those in favor? We have Dan, Andrew, Carl, and Chris, and Paul. Opposed? John, Fiona, and Ellen. Approval of the BOE self-evaluation for bylaws.
So moved. Second.
Second by Fiona. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Mr. Nargi is opposed. Would you like to abstain then, Mr. Rader?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I'm good, you guys.
All right. Consent agenda.
so moved. Second.
Chris Carl. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No? Unanimous. Okay, comments for the good of the order. We'll start with Mr. Kisco.
Two things. First of all, we had at one time talked about making the personnel policy manual for our tutors, and that would be done in policy committee. Seems probably that it would be more appropriate to do that in personnel, so I think we should redirect that. So the
The tutor
personnel
manual?
committee writes up the tutors' personnel policy manual.
Okay.
And next is, we have a lot of people leaving this year. We have a lot of good people leaving this year. should we come up with a process for exit interviews to find out what they say on the way out? Mark Twain said, people aren't honest until they're dead. Well, this is the best we can do. You know, these people are leaving. I think we'll get some very honest, information from these people that might be helpful to us to understand what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, et cetera, et cetera.
Thank you. Alan?
Yes, I have my e-school report. The fifth graders are doing a lot of things. They're having the middle school on Friday, the 23rd, field day. There's graduation on June 5th at 6 p.m. E-school is having a fun fair on June 12th. Let me back up. They had a fantastic, huge success family literacy night on May 8th. They had approximately 300 guests attend, so that was pretty cool. They had a very special award winning staff members, Aaron French, the e-school teacher of the year, and Jolene Lisnewski, e-school paraeducator of the year. They're also excited, they have a garden, and they're planting, plants were donated. Community health, one person came and did the road tilling, someone donated all the topsoil. Pre-K is planting potatoes, kindergarten sunflowers, nasturtium and basil, first grade peppers, second grade tomatoes, third grade bush beans, fourth grade carrots, fifth grade pumpkins, radishes, and basil, and the Rise is planting zucchini and cilantro. And family members have volunteered throughout the summer to take care of the garden. And they're going to use that food to have a gathering.
Sounds like dinner at the tea
Thanks,
house. Mr. Rivera?
No.
I would like to express that I hope that we are able to schedule a board retreat in July. I'm going to offer out that because of the many things we need to address, I think it should be held on a weekend. There is nothing preventing us from doing that. Because the last time that we did try and do that and held it for 3 hours on a weeknight, we were not able to move through the agenda and instead just passed the buck, which feels like we're Congress. And they're not getting a lot done right now anyway, so we should probably go ahead and do that. And just saying they don't work on weekends either, so we should probably go ahead and work on the weekend and get that done.
Okay. Paul?
I attended Sarah Hollenbeck's fourth grade PowerPoint presentations with John Kisko. It was a culmination of the unit on mythology. It was a pretty good example of the use of technology, although I get tired of PowerPoint, but the kids did a really good job. And they had a student at the beginning demonstrate to parents how to put text in the PowerPoint, how to put animation, how to put sound, so that when parents went to look at PowerPoint, they knew how the child did that. And I thank John. I like going to events with John. He has the high school eyes, and I have the elementary school eyes, so it's really good to see both of those. I also attended a part of a workshop on executive functioning for kindergartners, which is something I think the board might even benefit with executive functioning. I didn't really know what that meant, but it's really getting children, young children, ready to learn and doing things like being able to control impulsivity, which we could do on this board, self-regulation, metacognition, some really neat things. But as I said around that table, first of all, I was energized by it because I was an educator again. But I was struck by the professionalism of our teachers. There was a kindergarten teacher from each school, there was an administrator from each school, and the professionalism of our administrators. And I really got to see the teachers as learners. We should be really proud of our teachers. And I also got to see Cheryl in a leadership position. And I really want to say that I really was struck by her steady, calm hand, and what I would call her vision of greatness, her ability to instill in others and motivate people to imagine and to dream, because at least we can't dream as to what possibilities are, or we don't get anywhere. So I really appreciated that about Cheryl. I thought she did a great job. The teacher, the professor from Eastern Connecticut was wonderful. She had a great presentation on it. So thank you.
Can I just add one thing? It was, I was standing at the door of the conference room as the teachers and the principals were coming down the hallway. They were like giddy children for the first day of school. That's how I felt watching them coming in, smiles, happy because of this full-day kindergarten program that you have approved. It means so much to them because they know what it'll mean to the children in Torrington. And I know it was a risk for you to take, but thank you for taking it, and they are determined to make it work every bit of the way.
Mr. Nargi?
Good.
Mayor? Nothing? I'd like to share that that we received the resignation of our business manager today, and we would like to wish you all the best and thank you for your years of service. And we're moving to
Windsor Public Schools.
Windsor.
Thank you.
And just so you have an idea, as I said to Ken earlier, I said she had 3 superintendents come knocking at her door. She was not out applying, and it was, you know, it's going to be a very difficult position to fill for Torrington Public Schools.
Can I get a motion for 10 minutes? Chris, second. All those in favor? Opposed? 2 opposed. Kathy Bianca and Kisco. All right.
Let's go quick.
Committee reports, personnel.
We are going to be sitting down and looking at our fruitful work for the last 7 to 8 months on individual binders for departments, on setting up configuration and workable user's manual for the best description, as well as looking down and seeing how our staffing reports come out from Kelly for our most active month of the year.
Policy.
Well, I had tutor policy now, but I think with your suggestion, it's more like a tutor contract that personnel would make up, or?
Not a contract, there's no contractual relationship, but at least there should be a set of procedures that are in place to be followed so everybody knows where they stand and how things happen.
I'm gladly pass it on to the person.
And we do have one
We're also,
already in
Ready
place.
to look at?
we're also looking at the finishing of the wellness policy, work experience, community services. And on June 16th, we're getting together with booster groups to discuss everyone being in line.
Grievance.
The board heard a grievance Monday night from the administrators union that was subsequently denied, and tomorrow night we will be hearing multitude of grievances from 15
School improvement.
We continue to move forward with a couple of different initiatives, ranging from looking at kind of honor code and school culture best practices is the best way I can think of describe that. And also looking at world language programs in the elementary grades, what are the benefits, the drawbacks, cost, implementation, that type of thing. And anything else that gets referred to us that will help us improve the school district going forward. Oh, and I'm sorry, the manufacturing certification continues to move forward as well, which is an exciting partnership that we're looking at.
Next. Budget.
We've been thoroughly reviewing all of our student activity funds. And we're also looking into bank fees and ways to reduce bank fees for student activity funds and our PTO funds.
Okay. Ed Connection.
Connection Board of Directors met on the 2nd of May, normal agenda, nothing going on right now that affects us one way or another. The business manager is leaving for someplace else, so that job will be open there as well. Except there is one thing, and it also maybe overlaps into the high school too. And a girl from Torrington High School won the $1,500 award this year that Connection gives to someone in the northern area and someone in the southern area. And that will be awarded at the THS Awards Ceremony on the 29th. So we'll be going out there. And just to continue into the THS thing, the award ceremony is the 29th, and the scholarship night is the 2nd of June, Thursday after that. Just informational, it's really not a part of the oversight business, but those are things that should be well attended by board members if possible. It just looks good to have a few of us there, and because this is important. And the School Governance Council continues to meet, continues to make very good progress in coming up with bylaws and procedures and things like that. That is going very well. It's doing a good job. Good people in the group working hard. Two reports. That's
Terrific committee. Were you able to make it this week?
I was able to make it, and it was an enjoyable meeting, an enjoyable evening, because the project got the approval by the city council, and they're ready to go possibly as soon as next week. And Michelle Cook, our state rep, may even get us another couple of $100,000 within the next couple of weeks to supplement the project being even of better design and better functioning. And I'd just like to say that Ed Aram has put in a tremendous amount of time to get this thing moving forward, and Michelle Cook obviously did a great job of getting us the funding, and I just think it's a great project, and hopefully we'll have a completion date sometime in the middle of October, and if the weather's good and things are able to go successfully, who knows, maybe earlier, but it's a proud day for the city of Torrington and the Board of Education to have this facility be upgraded. And I'd like to thank the mayor for her assistance as well. Thank you.
Okay. Items for upcoming agenda will be financial statements, committee reports. Next month, we're doing the teacher bios.
Yes.
We used to do, every board member used to read a small bio about one of our faculty member that is leaving us from retirement. We're going to reinstitute that this year, and Mr. Campolita is putting together some small bios for us to read. Future meetings, agreements, May 22nd, policy June 4th, school improvement June 4th, personnel the 11th, budget the 11th. You have a special policy on the 16th, you said? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. Well, I got the second, it's Carl. We'll
Give
get
it to
Dan.
Chris.
All those in favor? Opposed? Okay.